All right, we are live. All right, we are live. Yeah, it is a floating head, I guess, isn't it? Travis Walker, what's up, guys? It's the all-knowing floating head. All right, so this is my first live going through Zoom, so bear with me here a bit. Think of this as more as an actual test. What's going on tonight? Nothing much. I do know the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the New England Patriots yesterday, so the Chiefs are out of the Super Bowl hunt. Of course, I'm not a football fan, so really all the Super Bowl is for me is just a 2 week reminder of Daytona. So it just means that after the Super Bowl's over, all I got left is 2 more weeks till Daytona. But now that I have Zoom and Eric again, thank you for helping me out with that. Now I can bring people in here. I guess we can start with what we're vaping on tonight. Tonight I got the Twisted Messes Pro Series RDA on top of the Titan PWM mod. I'm vaping on some of my homemade blueberry lemonade. Some good stuff. Let me try some here real quick. I'm going to try to share this on a couple groups. So let's see if we can get this done. Facebook. It's not going to work that way. Ooh, Tesla WYE with a Dead Rabbit 22 on some strawberry melon. Do I have any wrenches yet? No, but I'll do that right now. If I can see how I can do this. How does one make a wrench? Still new at this part. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. There you go, Eric. It's like I gave you a wrench there. I think I did anyway. Oh, great. This is I Go Live, Mountaineer Vapes. Went live. Who cares? It's a free country. We can do what we want. Until the police arrive. All right, give me a second here. I'm trying to share some of this. Share this stuff. Still fairly new to this. Okay. All right, there's that shared there. One more group to share to. See if we can get some more people in here. Try to get this on the road. Should have came in more prepared, but you know I do. I'm known for doing things on the fly. So yeah, we're all human. Yep. Learn as you go. Yep. Still, I'm starting to kind of get the handle on setting it up to where it sends the notification out a little early. So I'm starting to get the handle on that, learning it a little bit. So hopefully the next one, I can get the notification out beforehand so that way people know when. Hang on, let me adjust something here. There we go. Tommy Vapors, what's going on there, bud? You know what? Actually, I want to post my opinion on something that I heard. I don't know if I should actually say it. Oh, okay, here we go. I heard earlier today that, or should I say, my opinion when it comes to YouTube or when it comes to this community, as far as the YouTube aspect of it, is that it's one. Obviously, there's a lot of new reviewers coming up in the ranks, myself included. Then we have guys like Rebuildable Ryan. I can't remember who else started YouTube. TV Ryan Vapes is also another one of them. The bigger reviewers, they don't have to help us out, but if they do, it's greatly appreciated. Advertising on the chat on others' channels. I mean, it's the other person's channel. They really have a right to set the rule. It's their channel. Their old saying, their house, their rules. Just don't be a complete asshole about it. You know what I mean? Yes, Dead Rabbits. I got the. I did hit live chat, so I posted the stream to 2 groups. Hopefully, we can get a few more people in here. I'm also up to, as of I think it was Saturday, up to 85 subscribers, and that is, in my opinion, is very mind blowing for me, because I started this channel, as far as my first video was done in April last year, and so it not even being a year, and I'm getting so much feedback from people, um, getting noticed by some of the reviewers that I've watched since I started vaping, guys like Jay Hayes, um, guys like him. It's all I'm very shocked that I've been getting recognized already, and I'm very grateful for it, very thankful. Thank you guys who subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, give me those thumbs up, give me your feedback. It means a lot to me. I did get asked, how can I go live and not have 100 or more subscribers? Well, I've discussing with a few people that I know, a few friends. My YouTube account has been active since January of 16, and I guess when YouTube made that new rule that you only have so many subscribers before you can go live, you got to get to a certain point. I guess I got grandfathered into that. So because hell, this is like I want to say the 5th, 6th time I've been live on my channel. So I guess I just got grandfathered in. Yeah, Dead Rabbits. I know. I am a floating head. I get it. But I'm working on it. Just haven't had a chance to really go out and shop this weekend. It's that time of year. Everybody's getting sick, and unfortunately, I got hit with it. So I've been dealing with that. Yeah, gummy vapors. Yeah, that's what I thought. I got grandfathered into that. I guess I was. I don't even know when. I don't even know when YouTube even did that. Changed that rule. I don't know when, but apparently I got grandfathered in. So bonus. It's like when I did the Jenna RDA. When I did the Jenna, it was. I didn't think. I mean, I'm very proud of that video. I'm very proud of that review. Probably my best one so far to date, and by far the best one I've done to date. And Jay got to commented on it, and he liked it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little starstruck, and I was very, very blessed and very thankful that he took the time out of his busy schedule, with his channel and running his business. He took a moment to reply, to send some feedback to me, and that was awesome. So Jay, if you ever watch this replay, or if you come on, thank you, brother. Thank you. And to everybody else who have viewed my videos, gave me the thumbs up, sends comments, or just watching the video, I thank every single one of you. And that's the one thing that a lot of people don't seem to realize about me. I'm a normal vapor. Just a normal, everyday vapor who can just build ridiculous coils, vape at a ridiculous power. But I'm still a human being. I'm still a vapor. This is a hobby for me, and I'm having fun doing it. And I do it whenever I can, because of full time my job. I work a lot of hours, so I can only do so much right now. But it's this channel is not just for me to have fun, but also to get information out there, to show people what is out there, to interact with everybody, to have fun, not just making my videos or doing my live streams, but having fun interacting with all of you. It's you guys that are getting me up in the ranks on YouTube. It's you guys who are doing this. You know, is without you, I wouldn't be at 85 subscribers. I wouldn't be getting now upwards of over 100 views of video right now. I mean, it's because of you. You guys do. This is all you guys doing this. I'm just the guy behind the camera, making the videos, doing the live streams. This is all you guys. Vaping Joe M, what's going on there, brother? Ooh, wait a tick. Vaping Joe M, would you like to come on? Does anybody want to come on? Feel free to put in the chat. If you guys come on, I'll put in the room number here on Zoom. It's important for it to be fun. You don't want it to feel like a job. Exactly. You know, it don't even feel like a job for me. Does it get frustrating at times when it comes to like editing a video or kind of coming up with stuff to talk about on a live stream? Then yeah, it gets a little frustrating at times, but the end result is fun. Okay, man. I thought I put in the opportunity because this I with the help of he who must not be named, helped me out connecting Zoom to my YouTube so I can stream on YouTube through Zoom, and so now I can actually bring people on. And it could be anybody. It could be just a fellow vapor who just wants to shoot the shit for a little bit. It could be another reviewer. That's the one thing is that I'm going to allow, in a sense, everybody on these streams. Somebody who has an opinion on something, and just wants to discuss it to see what everybody else, a topic. Everybody's allowed on here. Unless you're a troll, then you'll be kicked out immediately. It being Joe M. Thanks, brother. So you're number 86, I believe. Who knows? Sometimes my YouTube is a little slow when it comes to subscriber counts. That could just be my luck. But let's take a look. Yep, you're number 86. Awesome. Thanks, brother. Really do appreciate it. All right, we got 8 people watching so far. Let's get them thumbs up, folks. Let's get them thumbs. Mitch, what's going on, brother? Would you like to come on the show or the stream? It's not really a show yet. Did I miss anything? Nope, I'm up to date. And I apologize if it looks like I'm getting out of camera a little bit. It's because my laptop's way the hell out here, and the camera's right here. So sometimes it's hard to see the chat at times. So I have to lean forward just so I can see it. Let's see. Can I increase the chat box a bit? No, I cannot. All right. Looks like it is what it is, folks. I guess I can talk about because the first show I was thinking about doing, the topic was to see what we all would like to see in the vaping industry, as far as products or, you know, stuff of that nature. Any new vape gear? Hang on, Vaping Joe, I'm glad to see you're doing this. So many reviewers forget that us normal vapors are the reason they are where they are. Exactly. A lot of people, the fame has gone to their head, unfortunately for some. But me, the way I was raised, I never forget the people that get me to places I thought I'd never be. Um, Always forget as you climb the mountain and you get to the top of that mountain, to yourself, I was always told when you get to the top of that mountain, help the person behind you up. MonsterMan, any new vape gear lately? I did order the Twisted Messes 24 Pro series. Came in the other day. I believe it came in on Friday. Did a review on it. I got the review already recorded and edited. Just got to upload it, which I will do at the end of the stream. Pods. Okay, I know pods have had a kind of, you know, people are on one side or the other or right in the middle. I'm right in the middle, and here's why. Here's my reasoning why. Because pods, and I fully see every vape product that I've seen come out even since I started vaping had a specific market it targeted as far as vapors. Um, when it comes to pods, that's more for the people that either are just starting out and don't want nothing too expensive or too complicated, something that's going to give them their nicotine that they need. And that's it, either by a pressure switch to activate it just by taking a hit or a button that fires it. Um, Actually, my dad uses the CBD oil and he uses the Aspire Sprite. Now, when it comes to pod, okay, there's two types of starter kits as far as the basic stuff: pods and AIOs. Yeah, AIOs, all in ones. The Aspire Sprite, which is what my dad uses, that to me is more of an all-in-one kit because to me a pod, like take the Jewel Pod for example, um, that had separate pods that you have to buy and click in. There was no coil to take out. You don't really add it. You don't add in your own juice. I don't even think you can. I never used a Jewel before though, so I don't really know much about it. But something like the Sprite is an all-in-one. Jewel Pod, something like the Jewel Pod being an actual pod. To me, a pod is a device that has the battery, the button, or something, and the pod itself has a coil that's built in, has already filled with juice, and good to go on all in one. The coil can be taken out like the Sprite. But I do believe that the pods there are too many. I mean, there are way too many. 2018 I think we all will agree that pods dominated the vaping industry, and I can again, everything has a market, everything has a target audience or a target consumer, but pods were basically put on the top of the list while everything else was put on hold. Now, some companies did come out with starter kits that actually was a mod and a tank combo. Or companies would come out with mods or come out with tanks, but the pods, let's just say for every let's just say for every 10 pods that came onto the market, or 10 products that came onto the market, 8 of them were pods, while 2 of them were actual devices. And I feel as if this industry needs to stop being so trendy. It seems like every year they find a trend and they stick with it for that entire year. And sometimes it bleeds on over into the next year for half of that next year. Pods do have a place in this industry. They really do. They just need to lay off of them. Quit coming out with so many. I mean, you come. They were coming. Aspire came out with the let's say the Breeze, and then also 2 months later or 3 months later they came out with the Breeze 2. A few months after that, they came out with the Sprite. They I say give every vape. Stop focusing on one specific market in the industry. Focus on them all. If you're going to come out with a pod, come out with a pod. But for the next product you want to come out with, do something different. Make a pod, and then make a single battery, like a something like the Smoke Alien, or come out with an RDA, come out with a tank. Don't don't let your don't let the industry just be completely drowned in pods. Not everybody likes pods. I'm one of them. I've tried them. I don't like them, but I see where somebody could. Um, it's just a, yeah, Mitch, exactly. It's a good way for the newbies. Somebody who's literally just starting, has never vaped it all yet. Somebody who does not want to spend too much money and wants something that is simple, easy to use, and can give them the nicotine. I completely get that, and I am a believer in it. Of that in that state or that losing my words here. Baby, that's all, folks. I see where, and I can see where there is a market. There is a market, and by all means, you want to vape a pod, vape a pod. If it works for you, it works for you. It just doesn't work for me. But the main thing is that pods need to be, or this industry needs to stop being trendy. Seriously, it needs to stop being trendy. It's it's also okay. We all know the backlash that pods are getting. That is nothing new. That is nothing new at all. Um, I can see where, like kids getting caught with pods, like the Jewel or something like the Soren, I think it's called, the one that's like the size of a credit card. It's real thin. It's been out for a long time. Um, it's, but don't focus again. I'm starting to repeat myself here. Give me a second here. There needs to be the companies need to sit back, think about what they're doing as far as products, and stop focusing on a certain market. If I ran it, like say if I ran Geek Vape, or if I ran Watofo, or anything like that, or a company like that, me personally, if the pod systems are making a lot of money, then yeah, um, keep making pods. But at the same time, don't let it dominate, because even if you focus on, if you like say, okay, let's take three groups. One group is the pod users. The next group is the people who use sub-ohm tanks, and the other group is the people like me and like a lot of others that use drippers. All three are bringing in money. If the pod group is making you more money, though, and you decide to focus on that, well, you're still going to lose money because you're not coming out with sub-ohm tanks or new coils for a sub-ohm tank, or a new dripper or something along those lines. And so these other two groups that were still bringing you a good amount of money, well, all that dwindles down. So doing one thing while losing the others. Joe, the problem I see with pods are the fact that they are making so many and now trying to make them so pricey that you could buy a mod and tank combo for the same. Yes, that is what I was looking. I was trying to think of. You pulled the words right out of my mouth. It is, yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to think of, but I could not get the wording in properly. Yeah, way too many pods. Way too many. Sorry, guys. I've been sick the last couple of days. Yeah, way too many pods. There's so many pods, it almost makes me go cross-eyed. But hey, yeah, way too many. Micah, what's happening, brother? Another live show, man. I also changed the way I do reviews now. Like with when I did a review on the Twisted Messes Pro Series, I had two of them. I owned one for a while. Thought I lost it. This idea came from me being an idiot. I owned a Twisted Messes Pro Series RDA for quite a while. Thought I lost it, so I bought another one. But then, right as the new one gets in, I found the old one. But then it got me thinking. I own two of them now. So with this review, and a buddy of mine that I work with popped up this idea. When reviewing a dripper, compare a single wrap round wire build to something like a fused Clapton or a Clapton or a twisted wire, a more intricate build, and see how the RDA vapes. Does it vape better with just simple macro coils, or does it vape better with more intricate builds? And that's what I did in this review. Haven't posted it yet, but I will. Not gonna go into any details what I think about this RDA. But I will say that comparing the two, there is a difference. There is a major difference on as far as I know about this dripper. I don't know if it'd be the same in other drippers, but I'm gonna start doing that now more often if the price is right as far as buying the drippers. I've never really seen anybody do that. I mean, I've seen reviewers like Jay Grim Green. I've seen them talk about them putting different builds in here, but only showing the best build that they think is the best in the video. But I'm gonna show both, and that's exactly what I did in the video. Again, not to go into many details. Not going to say what I think about it. When I get the video up, you're going to have to watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Got some ideas for more reviews. My local vape shop's got some new stuff in. Probably going to look around next weekend and take a look around, see what they got. Also, reason why somebody even asked me why I haven't really done anything as of late, and that's because on Christmas Eve I hit a deer with my car. And yeah, totaled the car out. Car's gone. Insurance took it away. And I'm in the process of getting another vehicle. I'm hoping to get it tomorrow, actually, or maybe sometime this week. But I've been dealing with that, and that took a lot of my focus. So that's why I haven't been very active on my YouTube channel. So I apologize to you guys, but I had to get the stuff done. I hope you understand. I will. The one thing I will say about the Twisted Messes 24 Pro is that Twisted Messes is sticking to his roots as far as the overall functionality of the RDAs. So far, every Twisted Messes RDA that I've seen and used have followed the same concept. But I will say though, the 24 does show more to that, more inspired to that of the squared. I still love the square. I just don't use it all the time. Hey, to me, I don't care if it's American made, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, any kind of knees you can think of. I don't care where it's built. I don't care where, I don't care where it's built, who made it, as long as it works. That's all that matters. All that matters is if it works. And also the price comes into play a little bit there too, but that's being nitpicky. Most of the stuff I ever bought was Chinese. The iJoy Maxo, the Steam Crave, which I don't even know where Steam Crave is, where they're headquartered at, what country they're based out of. I want to say China, but I think I might be wrong. I have the Where's the Cricket version 2. I got the iJoy. I've had iJoy Maxos, the iJoy Zenith, the Pioneer for You, IPv3 Li, the Sigelia 150 watt. I've had most of the mods I ever owned was from a Chinese company. And it's not okay. American made stuff, yeah, it's very, very pricey. I get that. But at the same time, how much does it really cost to make a dripper? I mean, I know more than what a lot of people might think, but again, I know the companies need to make money, but still. Here's an idea that I would like to see reviewers do is maybe once a month or two, do a review on a brick and mortar shop in their area. Ooh, that is a tremendous idea. Actually, I can make a few videos on that one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 4 shops within 15 minutes of me. So I can do a few videos on that. I just wish the Twisted Messes had a deeper juice well. Holy shit. Yeah. Again, that's in the video. I'm not going to say much until it's all in the upload. It's all in the video. I kind of want to do the upload right now, but I don't want it. There's a chance of the stream being lagged. The shops I go to actually do. I've taken a lot of short videos for the group. I've done video like the shop in my town that's literally 5 minutes away from me. I've done videos for them for their Facebook group. I've done pictures for their page. So they allow cameras. The owner's is very camera shy. So I can do videos in the shop, just can't have her on camera because then she would literally buckle under her anxiety. So I could probably get a shop video done. Yeah, I went live at a really awkward time because Mountaineer Vapes went live not too long ago. It is a great idea. It really is. I can hell. I'll probably do that. I'll probably be a video I'll do next weekend. um, does anybody want to come in and come on to the into my room and I can put the number in the chat if you guys want me to. Actually, give me 2 seconds. Give me a few actually. Had to send a message to somebody, so I apologize for that. I don't own camera. That's all right. Yankee Vapes, what up, man? All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the number to my room in the chat, so that way, if anybody wants to come in, you be more than welcome to. Just give me 2 seconds to pull up my number, and I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna actually go and put the link in the chat because I don't know how to do that yet. So, all right. All right. There's the number to the room, y'all. You guys are more welcome to pop in. Yankee, Ryan, anybody. Anybody's welcome to come in. It ain't gonna be me. Anyone can come in. Just put in the chat that you're coming in, so that way I know. All right, I'm going to do this now too. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to do this. Get the window right up here. There we go. That's more like it. That's cool, man. That's good. That's all good, Yankee. Yeah, do what we gotta do, man. Try to get something out of the way here. Hey, Ryan, how about you get your hind end in here? All right, camera seems to be out of focus. There it goes. You let me on your stream, so I'll let you come on to mine. And yeah, in case you guys saw that, yeah, I got one nostril that's clogged, so only one stream of vapors come out the nose. All right, man. 15 minutes. So I'm just kidding. I ain't going to time you. Get in when you can. Man, it's that time of year, folks, where it's really easy to get sick. Why can't people learn if you're sick, stay home? Somebody came into work sick Friday, and guess what? I guess I caught the bug. Been dealing with a freaking hella headache all day. Feels like Thor hit me in the head with his hammer. See if I can get a few people in here. I can message a few people. When is my review? I got the video recorded and edited and all that, Mitch. I just have to upload it. That's my phone just hit the table. I just got to upload the video, and I might do that. I'll do that after the stream because I don't want to risk lagging out the stream where it just ends. You know, I don't want to risk that. Let's see if I can see if I can message a few people and get them in here. I can't do it through the phone, so I'm going to do it this way. Can't do it that way either. Son of a bitch. Bear with me here, folks. Technical difficulties. Did you buy yours from Twisted Mess's website? Yes, I did. $60, 66, 66.50 after shipping. It came to my house in about I'm gonna say 3 to 4 days. Okie dokie, let's try this. All right. Trying to set up the window where I can see the chat and at the same time still see the Zoom window. So that way I can see who's in here. See who's in here while still seeing who's still watching. Nope. Don't want to do that. There we go. That's better. Much, much better. There we go. Anything else you guys want to discuss? Yeah. I can't. Oh, I forget who suggested it. I think it was Vaping Joe M that discussed that, mentioned about the pods, or was it Mitch? Well, it was one of you guys. Anything else that you guys would like to discuss? Hang on, off a train of thought, which is pretty easy when you have a headache. That's right, folks. I have a splitting headache, but I'm still going live for y'all. I don't even care if I get drunk. I can be drunk, tired, sick. It doesn't matter to me. I'm still willing to go live for y'all. Now I'm actually looking at myself on the screen. I guess I do need a haircut, though. I got this little point right here. I look like I belong on like Yu-Gi-Oh or something. St. Cali Vapor, what's up, man? Do you want to come on the show? I'm inviting everybody. Again, it's not really a show. I keep saying show. Any juices that I recommend? Yeah, there actually is. Okay, St. Cali. Hey, if you ever want to come on, whenever I'm live, you want to come on, man, just shoot me a message and I'll send you the link. Well, the room number. All right, we have a Joe M. Awesome. And if anybody needs me that wants to come on and needs me to retype the room number, I will. Juices I recommend. I'm not a big tobacco or desserty guy. I used to vape tobacco juices when I first started, but I've since moved on to the fruity stuff, candy stuff. A really good, if you want something that's more like a natural fruit, the company Freshly Squeezed has a melon melody that's pretty good. They have a strawberry banana that's really good. They focus on like the natural fruity flavors. Or if you're into like say something that's like a jam or like a jelly kind of thing, Yummy Nectar makes some pretty good stuff. Another cool thing about Yummy Nectar is that the owner of the company is allergic to PG, so all of her stuff is PG based. Like the most minimal amount of PG is in that juice, so we're looking at about 85, 15 to possibly 90, 90, 10. Vaping Joe, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother? Just trying to get some things set up here so I can see chat and everything.
I can't really hear it. Hang on. I can't really hear you. I think that's my doing. Give me a second here. That's right. Never. That's the problem. That is the problem.
How's that sound? Any better?
All right. 2 more seconds. All right, that should be fixed.
Sounding any better now?
Oh yeah. It wasn't your end, it was mine.
My volume was down a little too, so. But no, I just think that reviewers nowadays, they just got to get out of their skin and venture into some other things, because there's so many different ventures on vapes and mods and all that, that don't get covered. Brick and mortars, so, and with the way FDA is going here, and, we could be losing online, and then there's so many people in, like, your area, Kansas City. Well, do they know where the brick and mortars are? Which ones are good, which ones ain't, which ones carry what,
Yeah, that's a very, very valid point. Like I said a minute ago, I got like, I need to do a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are about 5, maybe even 6 shops, probably in about 15, 20-minute drive from me.
Well, that's me, you know. I mean, where I live at, hell, in my city and the one adjoining next to us, we've probably got 25 different vape shops. But unless you know where they're at or know, you know, you could drive right by them and not even know it.
Oh yeah, and that's because I noticed vaping with Ken. He did a video not too long ago of him going to his shop, and I noticed that his shop that he works at is like way in the back of a shopping center. Like if you're on the main road and you blink, you'll miss it.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, there's so many of them like that. The one thing that helps around here, and you know, I'm not too far from you. I'm on the Iowa-Nebraska border. I'm down in Council Bluffs, Omaha area. You know, on our local stations, we have one vape shop that runs commercials on you know, primetime television spots, you know, that are running vape commercials and promoting themselves. But that's just one shop out of 25.
Looks like we're also going to get Rebuildable Ryan in here too. He said he's finishing up folding his laundry, and he should be in a little bit.
Well, it's just like Ryan or even trucking, you know. I mean, how many shops they got right around them?
Good question.
You know, and my whole thing on the pods is not that I don't think that they don't have a place. It's just the simple fact that you're getting pods now, and the Orion, that's a $70 pod.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter is the one that got me off of smoking and onto vaping. And she spent to get me off, she spent $100 on a brand new mod and sub-ohm tank. Now it was a smoke product, but it did the job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now I've got my AV stack mod and running a Warrior, and you know, she's got a better mod and running a BTSC, and you know, and we're looking at expanding. But you know, there's so many people out there that I live on a fixed income. I can't very well go spend $100 on a mod every other month, you know.
Right.
So I try to find the cheap, and you know, look around, find cheap ones that work good, and you know, my whole thing is if they work and they vape and you're happy, more power to you.
Right. Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I mean, I don't care what you're vaping. No matter what you vape, where it was made, as long as you like it and it's working for you, that's all that matters.
Yep. I got friends that contact me all the time about, you know, what setup should I run in this, or, you know, how good is this, or, you know, hell, my son comes over about once a month and make sure I check his batteries and everything else, and make sure that he's doing the builds and everything right, and you know, gets him off of smoking. That's all it works. That's all it matters.
Your daughter is the best in the world.
Yes, my daughter is. For anybody who don't know, my daughter is standing 10 feet away from me. But I just see that with pods, they're going to price themselves out of business if it keeps going the way it is.
Yeah, I hear you. And I'm listening to you. I'm just sending Ryan the room number so that way he can get in here too.
Yeah. See, I've started something new. You know, we normally, to get our juice, we normally go through Dollar E Juice just because, you know, it's good juice and it's at a cheap price. And I have found other sites that I can get more premium juice at a low price. And I've been checking them out and trying them out to see what I think of different, you know, different companies that do that too.
That's the problem. Oh, me and computers do not get along. There we go. Got that situated.
Yeah, but it's easier for mommy to wake you up right away if you're up here. All right.
Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing I was saying because somebody was mentioning about the pods. And this industry has multiple markets. It has multiple people that have different styles of vaping. You know, you got the people who like to vape on pods. That's all they vape on. But then you got guys like me who like the the 200 plus watt vapes. This industry needs to focus on everybody, not just a certain group.
Well, and see, here's my thing. You know, we watched 2018. We watched Smoke come out with products twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month. They were coming out with the new mod, new this, new that. You don't see them coming out with it now because, I mean, they kind of put everything out and don't have nothing to go to now. You know, now they're turning to the pods, and you know they ain't even putting out pods like they would a regular mod. And I think that that's what the pod industry is going to be, is like Smoke. They're just going to dump everything they can, one right after another, and just push themselves out of the vaping, you know, the vaping scene, one right after another, and just push themselves out of the vaping, you know, the vaping scene, right after another, and just push themselves out of the
Take your time, Ryan. Do what you need to do, man.
It's weird hearing yourself talk.
Yeah, that was me. My bad.
Looks like we're also going to get Kimmy Vapes on the panel too. So I just sent her the number. So let's see if she gets in here.
Oh shit!
That's one thing about my show. Everybody's allowed, but if you're a troll, I will give you my size 16 boot out the door.
Well, you can have good content as long as you leave the crazies out the scene.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm a nutcase. I'm a nutcase myself, but I know when to be a nutcase.
Yeah, but you know, we have seen crazies on somebody else's show that I couldn't even believe they were on. So, but he gave us all something good to laugh at that time.
Yeah, and that's another with my show. I'm gonna do a few. I'm gonna do things a little, not really differently. Just add stuff in for entertainment purposes. Like hell, one show I could probably eat a ghost pepper. One show I could probably have a food challenge. You know, a way to entertain everybody. And there's Kimmy Vapes. What's up, Kimmy?
Hey, everybody.
Kimmy.
Hey, Kimmy.
What's going on, MonsterMan?
Hey, how is everybody?
Sick, but still willing to go live for the folks.
Nice.
Like, I'm not kidding. Earlier today when I woke up, I had a splitting headache. It felt like Thor just took his hammer and went, boom. Mitch says, Kimmy Vapes, she's a nice person. Yeah, she is. She's a sweetheart. She's my favorite redhead.
He doesn't know me that well yet.
So, Kimmy and Ryan, have you been watching the show?
I've been listening the best I can. I've been kind of running back and forth and doing stuff.
So what's your guys' thoughts on the whole pod and vaping? And
What exactly was the question?
what do you see for pods in the industry?
From my personal use, I'm a hobbyist and I enjoy pods. Not as my nonstop, like I vape 3 milligrams like nonstop, but like I definitely think there's a place for pods. I think this is good for people transitioning. And I also use it for stealth vaping and stuff like that. So I definitely think it has its place.
Okay, but I totally agree with you. I believe pods are, for newbies are great, and have their place in there. But do you think that they're going to price themselves out of it? For example, the Orion, $70. I was looking at the Orion in the store the other day, and they wanted $70 plus you had to buy the tank, or the tank port.
Yep.
So he was looking at $80.
Yeah. Well, as far as the Orion goes, the DNA Go one is that price because it has the DNA chip in it. Anything with a DNA chip in it, you're paying for that chip. Personally, I have the DNA pod system and I love it. You can get the 17-watt one without the DNA one for like around $35. So if you don't want a DNA and you don't want to adjust your wattage, you can get the same exact body as this pod system just without the chip for like $35 online. I think you can get them online for like $64. They've definitely gone down in price. I'm not denying that they're not steep for a pod system, but it's kind of like if you're a DNA fan, it's just kind of like something new and something you kind of want just because you like DNA, but my personal opinion is it performs very well and it does do things that other pod systems cannot do for $20 or $30. So I don't think it has a price tag on it just because it has the chip. It does do things that other pod systems don't. Yes, I do understand that it is a more expensive pod system, but you can get the one without a DNA for about $35 now.
Yeah. And see that's where I was getting at is that, I was in one of my brick and mortars the other day and they had the Orion in there. I mean, it was like between 65 and 70, and then you had to buy the mod or the pod. But if you're a newbie coming in, you want to get off of cigarettes, and you see that, this pod is, so even at $70, and then you look at mods and you can find, Smock is going to be the one that shows up for $10-15 more, and you've got the tank and more options with it.
I don't think.
Yeah, but I've got 20 pods right here in this box that are all under $30 too. So, I mean, I've got pods in here that range from $10 to $30. None of them are over $30. There's tons of affordable pods on the market as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you walk into a shoe store, you're going to see tons of shoes between the range of $60 and $100, and then you're going to see Jordans for $200. The only pod system you're going to see the only pod system I'm aware of that you're going to see other than the Yeehy one, I don't know what that's priced at. I think it's a little cheaper. But as what I see in my shops, the only pod system you're going to see in that price range is the Orion. The Mi pod is priced at like $45 at my B&M. And then aside from that, the rest of them are like between $20 and $35. So it's not like they're all priced at $70. And I don't think it's necessarily more options you get with like a full box mod. To me, I consider it two different types of vaping. If somebody's getting a pod system, they're getting it for that high nicotine volume and to not blow big clouds. to me, it's almost like a jump off point to get into vaping, because somebody will get a pod system. It'll get them off cigarettes.
Yeah.
They'll get the nicotine in their system. And then down the road, they might say, hey, I want to blow bigger clouds now. Let's try this out. And I think it's just kind of like a pathway into vaping. But, you know, I didn't even start with myself. I didn't start with a pod system. I started with a sub-ohm. And then I ended up getting into a pod system later just for convenience of it.
See,
Yeah, I started with a pod system. And I mean so I guess for me, that's my roots. Pod systems are my roots, and you know, they have their place, you know, they help people. They're not intimidating like a mod. And I've spoken to a lot of smokers who have said this. They like pods because they're not intimidating. They don't have to really learn much of anything to use them. And I think that's why they'll always stick around in the market.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was never saying, you know, get rid of them. Just don't focus the industry on just that. That's all I was saying.
I don't think they're necessarily focusing the industry on pod systems. I know what you're saying. There has been a lot of attention brought to pod systems, but honestly, I think it was kind of needed, because if you go back a year, what would a hobbyist buy for a pod system, you know? Or somebody that wanted to get a luxury pod system like the Orion or a Mi Pod or the EHE version. I think it's just kind of allowing more choice in the pod system. I don't think it's taking away from any other type of vaping. I think it's just giving more options in the pod world.
Improvement. I mean, think about it. I think it's the advanced vapors that led the way for the innovation and improvement in pod systems. So yeah. I started vaping 4 years ago. The pod systems we had 4 years ago were awful compared to the pod systems we have now. They dry hit, they spit liquid, they just didn't perform good, and you really didn't get any flavor out of them at all. Now, I think because so many advanced users have seen the pros to using a pod for stealth vaping, especially in 4 years, we've had a lot of legislation passed. Like it used to be 4 years ago, you could vape outside a hospital. You could vape outside. A lot of people would get away with vaping indoors. Yeah. That's not the case anymore. So more advanced users are looking at pod systems for stealth vaping. They want a device that they can put in their pocket that's not easily detected, that they can stealthily use it in places where vaping is prohibited or where they don't want to draw attention to the fact that they're vaping. And I think that's, you know, why we have innovation in the pod systems, why we have these hundreds of pods that are all really good quality pod systems now, because advanced users are using them. And when you go from dripping to back to using a pod, it's like vaping air. You don't have any flavor whatsoever. So it's kind of forced the industry to make the coils and the way the pods work better so as that you can get more vapor and more flavor off of them.
Yeah, Mitch said, what do you say? Pods are convenient, running errands, etc., stealth vape in the stores. And yeah, I've never hated on pods. I'm going to say that right now. I never hated on pods. I don't hate them. I just don't use them because they don't fit my needs. That's all I said. I do see the convenience in them.
No.
Like what Kimmy just said. I never hated them. So
yeah, I think for you, like you like those big, high wattage, high voltage vapes. You like big friggin' RDAs, so I don't see it being your style or being able to satisfy you. Like you're vaping on a lipo right now, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just, it's just not your style, and that's all right. And that's what's so great about the vape industry is they make things to cater to every style of vaping.
Here's another thing. I was in a brick and mortar this week, and they were in there talking, and somebody had put a box of Jewels over by some other products. And they had said that in the contract that they couldn't put the jewels by certain products of the same nature. They had to have the jewels completely separate. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm personally not going to speak on that just because I don't know enough about it, and I just don't like to speak on things that I don't really know for myself, you know.
Well, I had never heard of it, but the employees were, one was telling the other one that they couldn't do it because it was in the something about being in their contract with Jewel or something. I just thought that was really weird.
That's possible.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like marketing.
Yeah, I mean, you get the same thing going outside the realm of vaping. If you want to rent space on Walmart shelves, you make a contract and you say, we'll pay you X amount of money and you make sure that our product is in this aisle on this shelf and no other competitor product is near it. That happens. So I could see Juul making deals with vape shops to have their products set off, aside from other products or, some sort of condition like that. I don't know, I'm kind of like Ryan. I can't really speak a whole lot on it because I've never walked into a vape shop and saw that before. I don't know if that's just a one store kind of policy with Juul or what.
I'm just going to say real quick, I don't bring my Gen out of the house anymore because I don't want to risk dropping it, but I was without this all day and I just got it back and I missed it.
Yeah, I got mine right here, but this off to the side. Needs to be rebuilt.
What are you putting in?
Well,
it?
I just re-licked my Axial RDA and it tastes great. Even though I don't have a
Is that
Jenna.
single?
Single or dual?
I know I've been hearing a lot about it, but I haven't really looked into it yet.
Yep, my review should be up hopefully by tomorrow.
Okay, Mitch just said most gas stations around here can't keep the Juul in stock. I thought Juul pulled all the products away out of gas stations.
As far as I know,
only non-tobacco flavors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, I know.
Send Cali Vapor.
I'm on some vape threads for my area, and there's people like paying an arm and a leg for like mango pods or mint pods and trading like dual battery box mods for a 4-pack of mango pods and shit.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the apocalypse. Like the Juul apocalypse, people were posting pictures of like mango pods and like stock up now. The vape apocalypse is here. The Juul apocalypse is here.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's almost like have you tried a pod system where you can put any flavor? I don't understand why you're limiting yourself to mint and mango.
I mean, I gotta say, some of the flavors, the mango pods, the what's the other one that I really liked? I like their mint one too. I mean, they've really done a good job on their flavors and their pods because they are really good flavored pods. I can't do the 50 milligram nicotine salt anymore. I try to stay around 30 or below just because 50 for me, when I'm out and about, 50 is too strong for me.
So I was talking to this guy. He was like, yeah, I quit smoking. And then I went to Juul and he said, I used to vape 50 milligram out of my Juul and it was getting too addicting. So now I only do 5%. And I said, what do you mean? And he was like, I only do 50 milligrams. He said, I only do 5% now. I was like, bro, that's still 50 milligrams. He's like, no, it's much less. And he wouldn't believe me.
Okay, this might make me a bad host, but
to
I'll
be
be right
fair,
back.
To be fair, my mom said the same thing. I sent her e-liquid. So she's trying to start vaping again. She's a smoker. And I've tried to get her to quit smoking several times. This time she's more committed. So I went and bought her a bunch of stuff and had it sent to her. And she looked at the bottle and saw that it said 5%. And she's like, "You're going to make me have nicotine withdrawals with this." I said, "No, Mom, it's 50 milligrams." She's like, "No, it isn't. It's 5%." I said, "Mom, percent and milligrams are two different systems of, they're two different systems of measurement. So you have to convert." She's like, "Oh, well, why are you giving me more nicotine?" I said, "Because I'm giving you a device that's a higher resistance and it produces much less vapor. So you're going to want the 50 milligram," because she's a pack a day smoker. So that's what I sent her. But yeah, I had the same misunderstanding with my mom. They see the 5% and they think that's less.
Yeah, I went, I smoked about 25 cigarettes a day, and I went to 6 milligram out of a sub-ohm tank, and my biggest struggle was after meals. I just had to keep vaping, and then after about a week, I would want the vape after meals instead of a cigarette after I got used to the vape. And then 3 weeks into vaping, 6, I forced myself down to 3, and I've been at 3 ever since. But the transition from 6 to 3 after not smoking for only 3 weeks was like really tough.
I just can't do lower than 6.
Be right back. I'm having technical difficulties.
All right. I invited Truck and MonsterMan.
What was that, Ryan?
I invited Trucker. I invited Truck and Vapes.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Again, I accept everybody, regardless of what happens between everybody else. This is a show where we have fun, shoot the shit.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
I posed a question earlier for, reviewers. Something that is like me. I like to sit and watch different shows, Mike, Mark, and all them. But I think the one thing that needs to be done more is like once or every couple months, do a review of a brick and mortar shop in your area. What's your thoughts on that?
That's a tough question.
The reason I say it is because with FDA, the way things are going, if they do away with the online sales, how many people actually know about brick and mortars in their area? Like MonsterMan's in Kansas City area. You're up in New York or something, like New Jersey, something like that.
Yeah, New York.
Kansas City represent.
Trucking's down in Florida. You got so many vape reviewers that are spread out throughout the country.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. I just don't know how. I wouldn't know how I would go about it. Now, when you say reviews on a shop, the first thing I think of is customer service, knowledge, selection, and pricing.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Because you've got one shop that will price something at, say, a mod at 130. You've got a shop right down the street that has the same mod for $100.
Yep.
And I've had stores that I went into that the service just sucked. And they weren't knowledgeable about their products.
Yeah, I mean, That's tough
I
because
just don't know from a reviewer standpoint on how hard that would be to do, or, you know.
it's difficult. I personally do not like to support the shops that are around me. And that is because they have, I guess they are hobbyist vapors, but every time I go there and I ask about new products, they have no idea what I'm talking about. They look at me like I have two heads and like I'm just making something up. And then they try to push an old product on me that's like 16 months old. And they're like, well, this is my favorite. And I'm like, that's not why I came here. And so I don't personally like to support the shops around me because I don't know if they're just that ignorant to all the new stuff coming out or if they're just lying and trying to sell old products. So it's definitely a good idea, but it's tough, you know?
Yeah, I'm just looking at, like making the shops aware, I mean, if you do these, then they become aware of the YouTube community. I mean, granted, it's a small part of the entire vaping community, but at the same time, would it hurt to make your local shops better for the future?
Yeah. Kimmy, did you hear the question?
What was the question?
Okay. One thing, I watch all reviewers, I watch you, Kimmy, Mike, Mark, and there's so many reviewers spread out throughout the country. I would like to see a vape reviewer like once a month or every couple months, just pick out a local shop in their area and do like a review on a local shop for, different shops at different times, and just get basically it would be a review like a Yelp thing, only it would be a live review of what you thought of the, customer service, pricing, selection, knowledge. And would there be something in that, if the FDA does go away with online, you would be able to look up and have a visual view of what shops in that area are like? And would it make a shop better?
I actually approached one of the vape shops that's closest to me. I went in and talked to them, and they wanted nothing to do with me. They didn't want to talk to me. They didn't care about social media. They didn't care about YouTube. They were not at all interested in any sort of community, nor were they interested in the regulations at all. They really had no concern whatsoever. Now, I'm not saying that every vape shop that is that way, but I would say the majority of vape shops are that way. Majority of vape shops are run by people looking to make money. They're not looking to build a customer base, outside of the everyday Joes that walk in to grab a bottle of e-liquid or coils or a new setup. The online presence isn't important to them because right now online presence is their competitor. Everything online is cheaper than in a brick and mortar because of overhead and all of that they know they can't cater to us. They can't cater to anybody that is already online and knows what is for sale online, because that's where they lose their business. People almost all the time, when I talk to somebody that works in a vape shop or owns a vape shop, their customers are usually, they start out as they're coming in looking to quit smoking. They may hang around for a couple more months while they transition and they get bigger more advanced kits. But the moment that customer discovers that they can buy the stuff online, that's it. They never see their customer again. So they rely on the beginners, the uninformed, to come in and buy product. Because once you realize, hey, I can save $40 by buying this mod online rather than paying $80 in shop, I can buy it for $40 online. No, and like I said, that's not all vape shops, because I know several vape shop owners that do not run their stores like that. I know vape shop employees that don't run their stores like that. I know vape shops that are very much into advocacy, into the community, both local and online. But finding stores like that are willing to have that kind of relationship, they're willing to let you come in and record inside their shop, very hard, especially recording. Even for Ryan Hall. So Ryan Hall is a reviewer here on YouTube. He's has his own chain of vape shops, and he does majority of his videos in his vape shops. However, he cannot film customers in his vape shop. Occasionally he'll ask permission from one of them and kind of do like a little interview of his customer. But for the most part, taking a video camera inside a vape shop doesn't go over well.
Yeah, St. Cali Vapor just said it would help brick and mortars to connect with the YouTube community. A few people could steer them in the right direction.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But the problem is, at least the ones around me, they look at it like a threat, like Kimmy was just saying.
Yeah, I tried to talk to him about Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I was like, I said the only way I found you guys really was, through your Google, the Google map. I said, your Instagram isn't active, your Facebook page isn't active. And he's like, yeah, that stuff doesn't really matter.
That's everything today.
Yeah. And again, I live in a small town, and I don't even have a vape shop in my town. I have to drive another town over places. I'm sure it's probably more feasible, and because you've got more vape shops, so it's just the luck of the draw that you're gonna find a vape shop out of 10 that actually, at least a couple out of 10 is gonna care and want to do something like that.
Yeah.
See, we have one here where I live that has started running primetime commercials for their shops.
That's different.
Yeah, it about floored me when I saw it come on commercial on TV about the vape shop. But my problem with that vape shop is they're not just a straight vape shop. They're a vape and glass.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the majority of shops too, like that are within, reasonable driving distance of me. Majority of them are combination shops. They're not just strictly vape shops. Oh, I agree, Ken Cali Vapor. Absolutely. But trying to tell that to these shop owners is like talking to a brick wall. I'm serious. The way that, because if they're making money, they don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
They just don't. If they're making money, if they're in the green, they're not going to put more effort. It's just the way it is.
It's like you said earlier, like Ryan said, some of the people in these shops also like take the employees. They not a lot of them have a whole lot of knowledge. Like he was saying when he went into his, like what St. Cali Vapor said about going to his shop with the top side, employees were marveled by it. I'm like, really? And how long has the topside been out for? Like 4 or 5 months?
Longer than that. No, maybe
Well,
not.
I have an answer to that as well. Why you don't see the latest greatest things in vape shops? So a vape shop, and this doesn't go for all vape shops, but like the pop-up vape shops where you don't really have somebody that's behind the counter that's really knowledgeable and involved in the larger scale of vaping, they usually pick one distributor. So they'll have, a couple distributors reach out to them. They'll pick a distributor, and that will be their sole distributor. That'll be who supplies them everything that they supply in their store. And they get better deals on old products because the distributor, which has a big warehouse full of inventory, he wants to move out all the old stuff and bring in new stuff. So he's going to look for vape shops and say, hey, I've got this great wholesale deal for you. If you order 25 units of this product, I'll mark them down 25% and you're going to be able to really make money. So it's really easy for a vape shop owner to take that way and make better profit, or take that way and be able to sell cheaper products and compete with other vape shops, because then they can lower their prices if they're getting better deal. And majority of people walking into the shop will not know that that's old product. Majority of people walk in the shop and all of that stuff in the counter is new to them. It's only old to us advanced users, us online community members, people that live and breathe vaping. It's old stuff to us. But for the average Joe, it's all new.
Okay, yeah, it's a very good point.
Jordan just texted me and said Kimmy's always so spot on.
Well, she's been doing this longer than we have, Ryan. So
before she said that, I said, never mind. She said you have dope.
It's really hard to wipe your ass with. Oh God.
Use the other hand.
You guys remember, it was like back in the 2010, 2011, where we used to have those car windshield wiper deals. It was like a wand with a microfiber pad at the end that you just spritz with water to wipe. Use one of those.
No. Get a bidet.
Get a Swiffer or something. Make it easier on you.
Or you could do like a dog does, just go scoot your ass across the grass.
You can have Zoe lick it clean.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Waya. I mean and not all shops do that. That's why I said shops where the owner is not really invested as far as a long-term vapor. I mean, I've walked into shops where the owner doesn't vape. They just saw a trend in 2013, 2014 and said, I better hurry up and open a shop and make money while the money's there.
Yeah.
I'll also like to point out that Wyeth Irvin is the owner of the local shop that I go to.
Oh, cool.
And I think he will tell you that I drove him nuts on several occasions.
But see, I honestly think that when you walk into a shop, you can tell whether they're just there to make money or if they're there for the actual community, just by what they actually carry in their displays and stuff. The one I go to, they've got the Orion, they've got Purge, they've got Bandy Vape, and they've got Homeboy's Squonk Mod in there. But that's what they have been asked to carry by several customers.
How much were they asking for the Homeboy, the Rage?
I think it was like 45, 50 bucks.
What? That's dirt cheap.
And the Orion pods that they had were the 40 watt 40 watt ones.
Yeah,
I think that's one with the chip in it, ain't it, Ryan?
The DNA Go chip.
Yeah, and they were wanting, I want to say like 65, 70 bucks for that.
That's not terrible pricing for a B&M at all.
No, and I mean, even their juices, because I'm still waiting for Budget Vapor to get me my juice. I went in there and bought a bottle of rounds, 120 mil for, I think it was like 25 bucks. And when I looked it up online, it was $12.99 plus shipping. So, you know, they weren't too far off on the juice price either, you know.
Yeah, Wyeth makes a really good point. He says, from an owner's point of view, will carry what sells and is quality. He would love to stock Purge, but it won't move. Yeah, I understand that. Like, Purge and products like that are not something that you could actually stock and make money off it. Because realistically, if you get 5 of them, how long is it going to take you to sell 5 of them? You know?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like the vape shop I go into, you know, they had 2 or 3 different Purge mods there, but what they had in there was what they had. They didn't have any extra stock of it just because it's, you know, every 3 months maybe somebody will walk in and buy one, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see that a lot with especially higher end mechanical devices. I mean, any respectable shop owner, they're not going to sell it to a brand new beginner person that walks into their shop. So they're going to sit on a mod like that for a long time. And that's money. That's literally money sitting on your shelves that you could have took that money and spent it on other inventory that you would have sold that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, I guess I'm just lucky because the couple of shops that I've been around or gone into, you know, they keep more up-to-date stuff and they actually care about the community because, you know, they follow what's going on with the FDA and stuff like that because they realize that eventually it's going to affect their business and, you know, they'd like to know before it happens.
And I gotta say, old products are not bad products. I have things that were from 2 years ago that perform wonderfully. I have products that still today I recommend that were manufactured 2 years ago. It doesn't necessarily mean because they're old products that they're bad products or they don't perform as well as a product currently on the market. If you watch YouTube, you're gonna see a side of vaping that is not the normal, right? If you're watching reviewers, you're seeing China. You're seeing what China does, and China will make something new every single month. You know, I had a company, what company was it? I think it was eLeaf, released 3 products very identical to each other. I mean, there was literally just minor design differences as far as the chipset, as far as the tank they included, exactly the same. The tank was the same. The chipset was the same. The only difference was the design. But guess what they do? They mark that up. So you could go buy the other product that they released 3 months ago that is now marked down 15% and does the exact same thing as the new product that they just released that's 15% more expensive and does the same thing as their previous product. I don't want anybody to think that old stuff is bad or that, you know, because an RDA was released 2 years ago, that it's not a good RDA. I mean, I still love my Aspire Nautilus. I'm sure probably way up there, I'm sure he's probably stocking Aspire coils and still selling Aspire Nautilus coils. And he probably even has the Aspire Nautilus tank in his shop, because that thing's been 3 years on the market, and it's still a great starter tank for people that are looking for a little stick device with a nice little tank with replaceable coils.
Also, realistically, the hobbyists are the minority in the vape world.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and people make fun of people that are. I've seen.
Just
people,
look.
What was that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've seen people get made fun of just for vaping instead of smoking. The shit that people give me because of how into vaping I am is like ridiculous, and it's like almost discouraging to not to me but to other people, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
just
like that too, right? Go ahead, Kimmy.
making a point about the hobbyist vapor. So, real easy way to realize that we're the minority. The US Census, I think in 2016, put us at 9 million vapors in the United States. We don't see 9 million people online. We don't even see 1 million online, not in a community. Like what? We might have, upwards of 150,000 in the community, active in the community that we see, maybe a little bit more as far as US. Now, when you start adding in the people from the UK and Australia and Germany and all of that, then we grow bigger. But our online presence is like at best 150,000 strong in the US out of 9 million vapors. We are most definitely a minority.
Why it says I kill for a supply of Sigilli 150s. Ooh, I remember the Sigilli 150.
I know people that still run their Sigilli 150. There are people that bought them when they first came out that they still use them to this day, and it's a workhorse for them.
I just got rid of one like 3 months ago to a friend who still uses it.
That was my second vape ever bought.
I tell you what, the one I use all the time is my Stackmon, and I traded a guy juice for it. It's an AV Stack Mod. The only place I can find these is on eBay. But it works great. Never fails me.
Is 18650?
Yep.
What kind of batteries you run in it?
And I just bought some Samsung 20Ss.
Nice.
And I'm buying more because I love these batteries.
Yeah, I haven't used them, but I hear they friggin' hit.
Oh yeah, this thing hits like a rocket.
I got 4 that just came in the mail the other day. I haven't even got to use them yet.
Yeah, they probably rip. I would definitely invest in some, but now I'm at the point where I only want to use 30 Ts in max.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I'm that end of that. I'm on a budget, so for me to get new vape gear, I've got to save for a while before I can just go buy new vape gear.
Yeah.
But I ran my Dead Rabbit RTA. I still run it on my other mod because I have a regulated imping mod. But I got this Warrior, and I run the Warrior on my Stack mod all the time, and it does the job. It does what it's supposed to do, and I enjoy it.
Anything you'd like to say, Truckin'?
What's up? I'm good.
So you're just sitting there. It's like you're more than welcome to say something, man. Everyone's involved here. You got something to say it.
Truckin', what you vaping on?
I'm hurt. Mod, an atomizer, some juice. Just the usual. My top side with the profile detonator with the Aquamaster RTA, and the Dreamer with the Dead Rabbit, Drop Dead. Jesus. and I'm rubbing hot and icy all over my shoulder
That's
for
not sexy.
dessert.
Can you say that into the camera?
Yep. No. I'm good.
Whisper it one time.
I'm good. I don't want to get Jordan jealous.
I'll be in your Zoom later.
Won't tell everybody because everybody's gonna want to come and watch. Damn.
Watch.
This
I'm
should be a
recording
private thing.
it.
Well, as long as you're recording with that ham radio, we're good.
Yo, the other night, Josh was in.
Actually, I do got a question for you guys. Any of you guys comment on that or watch the Matt show with Suck My Mod show with that dude?
No.
They had
No,
on,
I missed it.
He like
I missed
sports
it.
vaping and shit.
I cut the last
I
part
forget
of
what the
it.
hell his name is.
Wow, what was it about?
Yeah.
Tony.
He
from
he
VTA.
says support of vaping. Yeah, he's in support of vaping, isn't he? That's what I got from it.
What
I
I
don't know
got,
if that's
he's
true.
one of them that is up on Capitol Hill fighting for vaping, and he don't
Yeah.
vape himself. He
And
quit.
he don't even vape.
No, he quit
Yeah.
smoking well before vaping even became around.
Mm-hmm.
But he is
That's
more
pretty cool
for,
to have somebody on your side.
he's more for like the companies instead of the individual. He's more for the vape shops and the companies like that. But he's still doing what he need, up there fighting for us and standing up for the vaping community.
Yeah. Well, back to what you guys were touching on earlier, as far as like the vape shops and shit like that. I believe my personal opinion is the problem lies with the distribution centers, because the distribution centers they have a lot of old shit that they have to get rid of, that they're trying to get rid of. So they push a lot of that first before the new shit, because they want to get rid of a lot of the old shit. And I find that's what a lot of when I go to a lot of shops, they they have a lot of old things in the shops, because and their excuse is always, well, this is what my distro can get and this and that. And I know personally somebody that works with 100 shops. Like it's a if you don't know if you've ever heard of well, I know you should have, probably MonsterMan Vapor World.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it.
I think they have some where you're at. Yeah, they have over 100 locations throughout the Midwest, and I know one of their people there that does a lot of ordering and stuff. Like he's the distro. It's their own distro, but for their stores. And I was talking to him one day, and I was in a lot of their shops, and they have a lot of older products. They don't keep up with the new and stuff like that. And he was surprised, like when I was telling him about new things at the time that were out, like you have this, and no, I don't never even heard of it. You have that for juice and this and for coils and that and everything else. And he had no idea. So I think as far as like getting more popular products in the shops and more like a variety for different type of vapors, like mouth to lung, beginners and stuff like that, it's going to have to start with the distribution centers.
Yeah, the one you were talking about,
Like,
Vaping World, Wyatt said Tony Abood, some weird last name.
Mm-hmm.
Jason,
That's the guy's name,
what's
yeah.
up, girl? Exactly who that is.
David. Yeah. Don't get any ideas. I'm cold.
Hey, what the hell did I miss here? Fuck. Damn.
Her knees were propped up.
I got my knees up in my shirt, and it kind of looks like I got really, really big boobs right now.
Oh man, that's funny.
That would be a huge.
I can make them bounce in different directions.
In the words of Austin Powers.
I mean, I've had a lot of people. a lot of people have ideas of wanting to start up their own vape shops and stuff like that. I hear it all the time. Like they want to open up a vape shop here, they want to open a vape shop there, stuff like that. If I was to do something like that, I wouldn't even start with the vape shop. I wouldn't start with the online store. I wouldn't start with vape shop or anything like that. I would go directly for being a distro, because that to me is like the key point where a lot of your vape shops get what they get. Like, you know how when you go to a vape shop, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, if you go in there a lot and you shop there frequently, they'll be like, oh, if we don't have it, we can get it for you. So what they'll do is they'll tell the shop owner, hey, I want this, or a manager at the shop, and then the manager will be like, okay, and they'll go to the distro and ask the distro if they can get that product or not. But my point is why should they even have to do that? They should already have something like that in the shop already. Like I know of one shop that I've been to in this whole country, and I've been to a lot in this country, in San Antonio, that I talk about all the time on my shows. The owners are a husband and wife. Their son, he watches all the vape shows, like not another vape show, the vape team, all of them. He watches all of them, keeps up with all the new stuff. And you go in this shop, and I'm not even kidding you. You go into this shop, you watch a show, like say a Thursday show or something. By that weekend, whatever they talked about on that show is going to be in that shop eventually, if not already. So the son does all the ordering. He keeps up with all the new stuff and all the new stuff coming out, whether it's pod systems, juices, doesn't matter. So, I mean, I don't know, I guess they got like a phenomenal distro, because I mean, they seem to be able to have everything. And I always hear this all the time with shops, oh, that don't sell around here, this and that won't sell. How do you even know? Because it's not in your shop. I mean, you can't just place a product on a shelf in a shop and think, oh, it's going to sell, boom. I mean, you do have to have some knowledge of the product while you're in the shop, working at the shop, to be able to explain it to people and explain the features that it has versus other things and stuff like that. If you don't have that, then you're not going to sell the product. You can't just put the product on the shelf and expect it to sell itself. It doesn't always work that way. And, so, I mean, I went my first time at this shop, like it was back when Vape Block was the only app you can get the Reload RTA on. That's the only place you can get the Reload RTA on. I went there into that shop, and they had Reload RTAs sitting on the shelf, authentic Reload RTAs on the shelf for sale, same exact price as they were on that app. And every one of their prices in that shop, for anything you see, you can literally look up a juice, look up an atomizer, look up a mod on the internet, Vapor DNA, Brad's Vapor, all the other shops out there, and you go in this shop, and that damn product in that shop will be the same damn price as it is on one of them sites. And they got two shops. That's not a very big shop. Like they got 2 versus 100 locations. If a little 2-shop owner can keep up with the times with vaping and the vaping gear and the juices and all that, why can't other people do that? And the area that they're in Texas, in San Antonio, is not like an uppity scale type of community. It's a very poor type of community. But yet they still have pretty much everything that's up to date, all the new stuff as far as juice, atomizers, and mods go. So I don't know.
I think if the shop,
that's my opinion on it.
I was gonna say, after you said you blame it on the distros, if the shops educate themselves, then they're not gonna put themselves in the position to buy products that are old and not relevant. That doesn't, like Kimmy said,
right? Well, they'll change distros, yeah.
Yeah, and like Kimmy said, that doesn't mean that the product's not good. It's just not what is relevant right now.
Right. What's up, Duke Nukem Vapes? How you doing, brother?
See why it says something here. Let me see if I type up in chat. He says, and I quote, "Some shops don't buy smart. The good distros get it as fast as they can, so that's a bullshit excuse due to poor purchasing and its shitty distros. Then there are many of them."
Exactly.
There you go.
Here's a good question for you, Trucking, because I know you've been in more shops than most anybody else. Can you walk into a shop and just tell whether they're there just to make the money, or if they actually
Pretty
care
much.
about
That's easy. That's easy. For when I go into a shop, my whole thing when I go into a shop, first thing I scope out is the people themselves, the people behind the counters. I look at them. What do you call it? I'm watching them. I don't know how to put the term, like the fancy term for it, but I'm. So I don't want to say surveying them. Maybe
judging.
I'm watching them, seeing how they shut up. I'm watching how they react with other customers that are in there. I'm seeing, like, I'm listening to what they're saying to the customer and stuff like that. So whether or not I decide if they're knowledgeable about what the fuck they're doing or not. Second thing I go and I look at is like, do they do any kind of like carding or any kind of like advocacy stuff or anything like that. I check that out and then make sure, like, do they have like that sticker that says, you must be 18 years or older. I guess in some states now you got to be 21 or whatever. I check for that stuff. I check to see if they're carding people or not. Then I go and look for the product. I look at the shelves. I look at the shelves of juice. If I see like 3 shelves with a little bit of juice on there, I'm like, eh. And then I look at the product shelves and that's how I decide whether or not a shop for me is something that I'm even gonna waste my time on. But like I went into this one shop in where was it? I think it was Louisiana. I went into a shop and I had just got sick of my juice. Like, I was just tired of what I had. I just didn't want to vape anymore. So I went in there and I think I got like coils and 4 bottles of juice, spent over $200 for 4 bottles of juice and some fucking coils. And while I'm in there, I'm asking the guy about the flavors, like, and I'm asking him what the profiles, and he couldn't even tell me he's trying to figure out. He couldn't understand what I meant by what's the profile. I was like, the flavor, what does it taste like? Stuff like that. Then I was asking him about drip tips. I said, do you have any 810 drip tips? He's like, what do you mean? He showed me smoke tank drip tips. I said, those aren't 810 drip tips. I said, I want 810 drip tips. That you go on a Goon, RDA, and he didn't even, like, I asked him what a tank was. There was a tank that I couldn't remember what it was because I couldn't see the name. And then until he lifted the package, but he didn't even know what the fuck it was. He's like, he was looking at the box, like just looking at it, and he couldn't even fucking tell me what the tank name of it was. And it turned, and he's like, you have to excuse me, man. It's been a long day. I'm really tired and stuff like that. I mean, to me personally, he seemed like he was burned out on whatever. I don't know, but it's just, I don't know, man. Some of them you walk in and you just tell automatically, like you just. I don't know, I guess by the ambiance of the fucking store. I don't know. It's just something I can do from going into so many of them, I guess.
See, the one thing that I do is I'll sit and talk to them while I'm looking for juice and stuff. And, I'll ask them what their thoughts on the FDA stuff going around. And if they look at me and say, what about the FDA? I just turn around, walk the hell out, go to a different one.
Exactly. I mean, if they don't know anything about that's a big number one right there too, because that's gonna put a big damper on their fucking business once everything, once it all hits the fan. Like that's something you think they would, as a shop, you would keep up on.
Yeah, and make sure that your employees, know exactly, know what's going on and stuff. And if an employee don't know what's going on, then I'll just turn around and walk out.
Vape Boy said, if they don't know who Jay Hayes is, I'll walk out. The other day, The other day, I walked into a brick and mortar, and I walked into a B&M like 15 minutes from my house, and I said, "Yeah, I just got that new Jenna RDA," and he was just like, "Oh, cool," and I was like, "It's Jay Hayes' new product," and he was like, "Oh," and he had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what I was in. Matter of fact, I was in a vape shop. I was in Mount Vernon, Illinois, at a vape shop, and it was one of our friends, other significant other works at this vape shop, and I was sitting there walking in the shop, and me and him were talking and stuff while he was working and everything, and then I don't know how Jay came up somehow, and or I had mentioned him or something, and the guy looked at this is a customer now. He looked right at me and he's like, he literally looked right at me and it's like, fuck Jay Hayes. I was like, whoa. I was like, damn. I said, so what's your problem with Jay Hayes? And he's like, I just think he's an arrogant asshole. I'm like, well, why? Because he knows what he's talking about. Like, what's the deal? Like, I don't know. He wouldn't explain. He could not stand him for some reason. I was like, well, damn. I was expecting like maybe somebody at a shop to say something, but not like a customer came in, and the guy. This was, I think, right around when the Profile RDA just came out, I think, and the guy happens to like, and I was telling him about the Profile RDA, I think it was, and he happened to like the mesh thing. He wanted to get more into doing a mesh thing instead of what's that mesh, the RDA before the Profile that everybody was like, it was a safety hazard or whatever. Like,
Andy Vape,
it's not the lit, was it?
the Ceto.
Was it the lit? I don't remember if it was that, or I think it was called the lit.
The Lit came out,
if I'm not mistaken. The lit. I don't know. It was either the one before it or the one after it. And he was a big proponent of that. And I was like, if you haven't tried out the Profile, you should try that out, because I mean it's really user friendly, especially with mesh. Because he was, he's having to cut his strips of mesh and everything else, and to the right thickness and width and all that, and put it in. I was like, well, you might want to give the Profile a try. But I was like, damn, like I don't know how we got on the subject about Jay Hayes, but he wasn't too happy when I said his name. I was like, well, Jesus. Hopefully, I talked him into like checking him back out again. But
the Lit RDA was the one that you could do like the double barrel mesh, like pieces, like a barrel type, and then there was the Vandy Vape one that just had the flat deck with like the two pulseless slits in it.
And it went like that.
Yeah,
That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one that he was using. That's the one he was talking about. That had to have been the one, because I remember a flat deck, and then you had the slits in it. That's the one. It was that one.
Or there's the one that has the two posts, and you wrap the mesh vertical.
I know what you're talking. I can't remember what the fuck the name of that one was. I know what you're talking about though. It had like the up and down thing, and then it had that the airflow on it was kind of weird too, or some shit. Like it went all the way around it.
I think that one was the Ceto mesh.
It might have been. I didn't pay attention to mesh shit until like the Profile. Like I never even had a desire to try it or anything up until the Profile. So I had never. The Profile for me is the first mesh RDA I've ever messed with, or cared to mess with. Put it that way.
Let me. I'm trying to. Okay, so you got the Lit. You got.
Damn.
Okay, so the Ceto was the one with like the teardrop air flows, and it had the 2 vertical posts. And then the Vandy Vape one
was the flat deck.
Yeah, the Vandy Vape one was the flat deck with the 2 postless slits in the deck.
That's the one that dude I was talking with him about it.
Yeah, so basically it's like a similar style of the profile, but the profile has that floating deck. So you're not just wedging the cotton in between the mesh in between the mesh and the deck. So it looks like that.
Yep, that's the one right there. That was the one.
Yeah,
and he was having a bunch of issues with his, and that's when I had recommended him trying out the profile. He never even heard of the profile, didn't even know it was around, and this was a customer in a vape shop, and I told him to check it out. So I don't know if he ever did or not because I ain't been back there, but. Oh man! Other than that, what's everybody else up to this Monday? Like, how's everybody's Monday going so far?
Well,
Mine's been pretty uneventful. You're doing what?
I'm getting paid just by sitting on my ass due to the holiday.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah, ain't you looking forward to be getting something new here probably tomorrow?
Oh yeah, the truck. Yep, it's getting there. Paperwork's taking a lot longer the process than I thought, but basically at this point the truck's guaranteed.
Yeah. That's good, man.
Tea at Scream. I want a Teflo style mesh, but with a reservoir of the Limitless. That's an idea.
I'd like to see a vertical version of the profile mesh. See if they can utilize that with it. The deck that it has.
I think Joel has been hinting to something around doing like an RTA style mesh.
Mm-hmm. That would definitely be cool to see, I would think. Oh man. Oh, the shoulder's killing me like crazy. Jesus.
So maybe you shouldn't whack off so hard next time.
Well, technically I'm right-handed and it's my left shoulder that's fucked.
Oh, so you were cheating on your right arm then, huh?
Or he was just going so
well,
long.
I am ambidextrous, but still. Actually, it was called I was humping up fucking 180-pound railroad ties all fucking weekend. That's what that was.
Rainmaker 24C. I still only have 1 mod and 1 RDA. I enjoy Maxo 315 and the Skyfall RDA clone. Oh, me and that Maxo.
He must be a fan of you since he's got his Maxo.
Probably. Yep. Who knows? Yeah.
When's the last time you broke one of them out? Are you still using them?
Yeah. Actually, I was using one today, but batteries died, so they're charging right now. A Watofo style mesh with the reservoir of a Limitless. Now, there's actually an idea.
Yeah, hang on. Let me write that down. The only problem I see with that
is your idea.
The only problem is you have so much freaking cotton in there that
it would have to be a big atomizer just so you can make wick holes big enough to tuck that cotton in.
I would rather just have a smaller juice well and have it on a squonker. Because then you don't have to worry about wicking up too high.
Damn, Kimmy, did you run out of steam already?
Trying to edit a thumbnail for a video.
Don't everybody talk at once now, damn.
Apparently, what was it? What's that brand called?
What called?
That brand of battery, Ohmtech is what it's called.
It's not. Ohmtech's been around for a while. They're not new. They have a couple. They had a couple batteries out. They even did a couple mods, like the Ohm Slice mod. I don't think it panned out too well. And then they had that one mod that you apparently could do temp control with Kanthal, which was a fail. But I think they did what they probably should have done to begin with and stuck with batteries now.
Looks like they're coming out with a new battery called the Ohm Stretch.
The Ohm Stretch, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't trust those batteries back in the day. I don't know. I guess I'd have to see if Mooch did any kind of testing on them or something.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did? All right. Fucking chat, come on.
MonsterMan, did you
Yankee
get that
Vapes says it's a
Colorado?
clone.
Colorado? No, I didn't.
Did you see that fucking bill that Kelly put in hers? Like, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
She must have had like fucking 10 coils in that fucking thing. It's like crazy. I was like, damn.
I mean,
I think while she was building it, she quoted a song too.
And if I ever, trust me, if I find one for sale, you bet your ass I'm going to get it.
There's one at a B&M. Like,
see why have you tried checking out? Did you check out what's his name site?
Oh, Ibergates? Yeah,
I keep hearing that oh, really? Because I keep hearing people getting them. Like, I didn't hear that they were hard to get.
Yeah, I was gonna say brick and mortar I go into all the time.
They are.
They've got one sitting in there.
Yeah, my B&M had one as well.
There you go. I mean, Ryan, now you could tell them what you told me since you're here with them. If you haven't told them already.
What did I tell him? What did I say?
About if he wanted that RDA that you can get it for him and have it sent to him, and
oh yeah, MonsterMan,
work that out.
If you really want that RDA that bad, I can have that shop ship it to you.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
I'll take it.
All right, I'll what's today?
There you go.
I'll shoot me a message tomorrow. I'll call the shop. They open at 11, so I'll give them a call tomorrow morning. I'll get the price on it, and then I'll get back to you.
All right, man.
Rainwalker says most can't stand bulky mods, but I like them. I'm home often, so I don't pocket my mods often. It's like me. Sounds like me. I'm home more often too now.
Well, you used to be home 24 hours a day because you were in your home. Right?
Yeah. Now my new name is Stationary Vapes. I don't go nowhere.
Oh. 85 and a 65 vapes.
It was 88. It was 88 and 70.
T-Cat says, "I wish I was home more often." And for anybody who does not know, T-Cat is my Canadian friend.
Are you You're in Canada.
It's overrated. Trust me.
Yeah, very overrated.
Well, she works a lot of hours. I can see where she likes to be home more often.
Shit, I wish I could say that. Right now, I'd love to be in that. I'd love to be in those shoes. Trust me.
And she's also a single mother too, so.
Yeah, well, that's a little different there. Yeah.
I tell you what's funny though, I love going up there and being the uncle. I'm a badass uncle.
In that case, will you be my uncle too? Sounded nice when I first said it, but still. I'll call you Uncle Monster.
Uncle Monster, can you sing me a bedtime song? See, it's fucking it's good enough for me. TK
Well,
also
I'm
asked,
vaping on. I got that Sad Boy stuff, that strawberry jam cookie. What else? That's ice cream spaghetti or spaghetti ice cream, which sounds gross, but it's really not. It's like a strawberries ice cream with fucking coconut shavings and waffle cone finish.
what about you, Ryan? What you vaping on as far as juices?
Juices. I got this Phillips Rock vanilla honey or honey cream. I got some unicorn, coffee shop unicorn. I got some Jam Monster in the pod system, and I got a stacked maize with a drop dead. Asmodus Minikin with the Aquamaster RTA, and a topside and a Jenna.
All right. What about you, Kimmy? What are you vaping on this evening?
I'm vaping on the Axial RDA on top of the Sigeli Shikra mod with some Adore E-Liquid Hybrid Reserve.
Vaping Joanne, what about you, bud?
Not fair, Kimmy.
Yeah, my AV stacked with the Warrior with Rounds Water Dragon in it. And here you go, Vic Trucking. I've got a pink imping with the Dead Rabbit with Candy Pop Strawberry Watermelon.
Why'd you refer to pink fucking thing to me for? What the hell is that about?
Well, we all know.
You
Hey,
trying to
look,
say I look good in pink? What the fuck?
right now, I am vaping on
Oh,
Steam Crave Titan PWM mod with the Twisted Messes 24 Pro Series on top, the Wismac Noisy Cricket version 2 with the Jenna on top, and my 4-cell 16-volt PWM LiPo mod with the Neutral Post Tempo RDA on top.
Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem Vapes brings up a good question here in chat. He says, do you guys think high-end atomizers work better than the average $30 ones for flavor and functionality? And my opinion to that is going to be there's been several products out there that have debunked that, like pretty much. Like, for instance, the Gear RTA was compared to the Typhoon GT4, as they were like, not one was better than the other, but they were like right there neck and neck. So that's my opinion on that. What about you guys?
I think it's a really good question. I think when you pay for high end, you're not necessarily paying to have a better vape or better flavor. You're paying for a very nice machined product. You're paying for something that's more limited production. So it's more of like a nostalgic piece type thing, I guess. As as far as the Jenna goes, this thing puts off some really, really, really good flavor. But as far as other higher end atomizers, I can't really say that because they're expensive, they're going to put off better flavor. They're just art. In my opinion, they're art, functioning art.
Yeah, I'm the same way because most of the stuff I ever vaped on, the Jenna is actually the most expensive RDA I ever bought so far. $100, well, 90 plus shipping. But, you know, you can take a $30, $40 atomizer or an RDA to be specific, and you can get a $100, $200 vape out of it because, and we've heard Jay, Grim, Kimmy, Truckin', we heard a bunch of guys say, you know, it's not really the RDA that puts off the flavor. It's what you put in it and how you set your airflow.
I think the Rebirth is probably one of the best vapes I've had.
It's like for me, I have the Gear RTA, and ever since I've been hearing people compare the Typhoon GT4 to the Gear, that's a $180 fucking dripper that I got sitting in the box. I haven't even opened it yet because I'm afraid to, because I don't want to know that I spent $180 on a RTA that I can pretty much get the similar vape off of something that I only paid $30 for. Like that's kind of like that's the crow I don't want to eat per se, because that's a lot of fucking money for an RTA. But I'm gonna eventually do it because I have to. But it's just one of those things in the back of my mind, like, oh, I hope it's not that. I hope it's not the case, but because I spent so much money on that thing. But
Dustin Kendall said
Dustin,
he'll give you $40 for
it. Dustin, that's not gonna happen. Thank you. You need to put like another 0 behind that, maybe, and we'll talk.
You know, I've had this idea. I want to review the Gear and kind of throw a little bit of humor to the video. Any of y'all ever watch the Jim Carrey movie, The Mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
What he says when he busts into the shop as the Mask. Hold on to your luck nuts. It's time for an overhaul. Because it's called the Gear RTA.
Yeah. Vape Boy says, you won't regret the GT4. I have the Gear 2. The flavor is comparable, but the GT4 still for the win. While I can take that opinion of yours into consideration, I also have to think about the way that I vape as well. And that might not be the case for me, though. That's the thing that I'm worried about. But nonetheless, you know, I have to go into both of those things if I'm going to compare the two in like an unbiased way as well. So, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, because that tank, if you think about it, that's the price of almost an expensive mod right there for a fucking RTA, you know. But I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot, see what happens.
I think you should put it on that new guitar mod that you got.
That fucking thing.
Do you have that? Do you have
to
that?
Bring that up. Yeah, I have it. I haven't used it yet, but
I want to see you vape it.
I have it. Well, that's just not going to happen right now because it's still sitting in its box. The cheap ass tank that just fell out.
Dustin said it'd be a perfect fit. I agree.
But talking about juices, though, I got this right here. This is actually a Canadian juice that I got from the local shop the last time I was up in Canada. Black cherry. And I never was a big fan of black cherry for some reason, but this stuff, got me hooked.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
see
know.
if this little gear RTA will fire on it.
I don't think that thing's
There's
gonna.
what the gear looks like on it.
That looks fucking good. There's not much
Let's see.
overhang.
Here we go.
Blows his face off.
T-Cat says it's
There's
so.
vape.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely, but it's vaping.
You are pulling way too many
50
amps
watts.
from that internal battery.
No, I'm not. It's a fucking 0.35 build, dude.
So
It's not a low build in here.
T-Cat says
So?
that setup looks so cute.
I vaped the fucking thing on my fucking double barrel at fucking 45 watts. So there you go.
all right, but my point is that what's the coil that comes with that mod?
There's no the coil that comes with this mod's a 0.35.
Oh, really?
It's a 0.35, but it's a 0.35, but the fucking coil inside looks like it's a fucking mouth of lung or like a fucking like you could put like Nick salts in this fucking thing.
What is the wattage recommendation for it?
That you can't even fucking see, and it's nowhere in the packaging. So that's one of the other things. I don't know a lot about this thing, and there's not really a lot of information about it out there. That's why I'm pretty much gonna send out the email to the company. I'm gonna tell them this thing is garbage. You need to go back to the fucking drawing board because you don't even have a pamphlet in there. All they have in here is the tank with the coil in it, the mod, and the charging cable. That's it. There's no limits on there. It doesn't show you any kind of like stats or anything like that. So I can't review something that's not complete. Like it doesn't, and there's no information. You can't find it anywhere.
I think you should review the mod with the gear on it, and you should review the tank on like a 200 watt mod and put it at like 150 watts.
And I'd like to have whatever you have had tonight. That's all I'm saying.
Am I reading that right?
That white guy, what's up?
Warren VZ, how you doing? If I'm butchering your last name, I apologize.
EWG.
MonsterMan Vapes, you're right. You do look like a floating head. By the way, we need to make you a background. Yeah, because if I'm just sitting like this, I'm just a head.
You do know you have the features in Zoom where you go to your camera thing there. There should be a setting there you can turn on like backgrounds.
Oh yeah, I know.
And
but
since you have a black background, it should show up.
Well, actually, here's the problem.
He's got a black shirt.
Yeah, if
oh yeah.
From what I understand, what I was told is that whatever color your background is, if you have a shirt that matches the color and you hit that virtual background, every
it's
color is going to turn. Is going to. So I'll still look like a floating head, but
we're just gonna have to get you. We're gonna have to get you a red shirt, a white shirt, or something. We're gonna have to get you a different color shirt.
Fucking vape boy.
Warren VZ says vaping with Ken sent me. Well, welcome to the stream.
You guys wanna see the picture that I just finished editing for tomorrow's review?
Sure, go ahead.
Sure, why not?
There you go.
TCAT, yeah, I need to get me a green one, a green backdrop or something.
What the hell did you do? Put them on a fucking grill?
Grill? No, it's a desk organizer that I took a picture of them on.
I thought it was like a fucking grill top or something. You getting ready to grill some fucking vape atomizers or something?
That camera has really fucking good quality.
It really brings out the flavor if you grill it.
There you go. Grill your atomizer first, you'll be good.
Dustin Kendall says he's the next Jacob from that Creeper channel. Dustin, what are you talking about?
Uh-oh.
But yeah, T-Cat, I need to get me like a green backdrop or something.
It doesn't even have to be green. It can be blue. It can. The way Zoom works, it chroma keys. So whatever color you click on, that's the color that it's gonna replace with whatever image you put in. So you can do blue, you can do green, you can do white, you can do black. It's just that green and blue work best.
MonsterMan, are you on a computer or a phone with your video?
On the video, I'm using my webcam.
So go to the little camera thing at the bottom. There's an arrow pointing upwards next to it.
All right.
Click on the arrow.
All right.
Click choose virtual background.
I'm still a floating head.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
You're a floating head with fire around you. And
That's
shit.
what I was going for right there. That's sick.
But T-Cat said, T-Cat, oh, this is for me.
MonsterMan vapes from hell. Damn.
Well, I appreciate you making me the graphic, T-Cat. I really do.
Oh, damn.
Welcome to hell. Big boy, he's gone to hell. I work in hell, all right? Especially in the summertime.
That looks great. If you were wearing an all black shirt, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, the Kansas City Ford.
All you got to do is raise his camera up a little bit. Just raise your camera up a little bit. There you go. Damn.
That's awesome. Mine doesn't have the flame picture. Mine
Well,
only has...
I uploaded it to it, so you can add other photos. The ones that come with it though are just kind of default.
I think this one would match you perfect.
All we can see is like your hair and.
Click that one. Let's see how that looks.
No, you need a fucking dollar bill fucking thing or somewhere. Your head could be or fucking a $5 bill where you could be Abe Lincoln.
That
one really looks like he's floating.
Yeah.
No, wait. Here's
he's
one.
Head in the grass.
There we go. The Golden Gate Bridge. I'm home.
Yeah, like a floating head now.
Damn.
Oh Christ, that was
floating over Golden Gate.
That's funny.
Wow. Okay, that's no background right there, right?
Yeah, it's just I'm back to my normal.
Yeah, if you hide your shirt, you still look like a floating head.
Hey, you need to do like the Egyptian thing with your head and see how that looks.
Yeah. Like...
Where you go back and forth. That'll freak the hell out of people. You should see Vape Boy when he's in there vaping and shit. Like that dude's like all up in a spaceship and shit.
I got
flying to the moon.
Hold on. All right, let's go with this one. I'm holding my mod in my hand. You almost can't.
I can see the atomizer.
Look kind of cool if it had them flames on it.
Oh yeah,
if it had flames like that on it, look cool.
Yeah, this Aquamaster does blow huge fucking clouds.
Yeah. Oh god.
Well, considering that this stream was on the fly, I say it actually turned out pretty good.
Yeah, 2 hours later.
I know this is I know this is like a vape show and all, but like I have some like, well, I don't want to say useless information, but I learned today that apparently when it comes to the Pearl Harbor shit, the Americans were the ones that struck first. Apparently they sunk a small submarine, a Japanese submarine. I didn't know that. And it wasn't until after that is when they came and bombed Pearl Harbor.
How do you sink a submarine?
I do watch educational shit every now.
How do you sink a
Because
submarine?
it's floating at the top, and then when you shoot the damn thing, it goes and sinks down. How the fuck do you think? I mean, I know you're Abe Lincoln Vapes and all, but damn, dude. Must
Yeah,
be a
you
New
gotta
York thing. I don't
understand
know
that
what to tell you.
technology came after Abe Lincoln.
Exactly. What is
Yeah,
it?
this is a good excuse.
They like destroyed like a turkey sub?
As
Or?
far as he knows. Jesus Christ.
I'm tired.
Vape Boy says, "Dear Lord, I've been cleaning out shit all day. Virtually everything I own had an old build in it. Jesus Christmas." And apparently the 911 was an inside job. Here we go.
Come to my house, Vape Boy, and do all mine. I've got so many tanks and RTAs and RDAs that need cleaned
Careful,
out.
Kimmy. Careful, Kimmy. He's already on his way now. You shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, Kimmy.
You're gonna have a lot more people show up now.
I think those things are at the mailbox, Kimmy. I gotta go get them tomorrow.
You better go get those things.
I will.
Those things. I can't wait for those things too. That's gonna be interesting.
I made tuna casserole for dinner tonight, Vape Boy.
They do frozen.
Was it out of the box or microwave or where was it at?
I don't think they sell tuna casserole in a box. I don't think you can make. Yeah, I don't
They
think
have
you can go to
frozen.
frozen.
They have frozen casserole.
Really?
Look it up.
Tuna
I
casserole?
bet you can. Look it up. Yeah. You have two different versions. You have the hot version and a cold version.
Why would you buy? Yeah, why would you buy frozen tuna casserole? The whole point of making tuna casserole is it's so damn easy. Like it's a cop out. Like you get. Yeah,
why would you buy a frozen? Why would you buy a frozen lasagna out of a Stouffer's box and put it in the?
I don't buy frozen lasagna. Shut up.
Stouffer's Queen. Vapes.
I hear you.
AK Sarah Palin Vapes. Oh, man. And Dustin Kendall says, "Oh, yes, they do." There you go, Kimmy.
No, I've never seen it. You think it, I mean, because tuna casserole only takes like 15, 20 minutes to make. It would take that long to cook it if it was frozen. I don't know.
Probably less than that if you make the cold version.
I've never liked the
you need some fucking cooked noodles and.
I like it when it's hot. And I like to take.
Me too.
If you type in somebody's name on Google and you go to Urban Dictionary, you can figure out a judgment of that person by their name. So if you type Kimberly in on Urban Dictionary, it says beautiful, sweet, and caring girl. She's the most unique girl in the world, and she's definitely eye candy. Many guys like her, but there's only one that she will always love / like. There's one guy that will always change the way she feels because she's determined to only stay with one guy. Kimberlys are loyal, trusting, and down to earth. Kimberlys enjoy the simple things in life. If you catch one, you're a lucky person. Anyone dating a Kimberly hit the jackpot.
That's a lie.
Oh, I guess you're doing
That's not
something
me.
wrong, Ryan.
Let me see.
Kimberlys are not unique. I remember when I was born in kindergarten, I went to school with like 6 Kimberlys.
Trust me, folks. Kimberlys are a pain in the ass. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first. It is what it is. Take a drink.
Just go ask my old man. He'll tell you. I'm a pain in the ass.
All right. The name Joshua.
Oh boy, here we go.
Joshua is a guy who has a lot more to himself than you think. He isn't shy, but isn't really outgoing. He'd much rather be at home alone than at school facing all the work and challenge it brings. He goes to school anyways to see his friends whom he trusts with most of his secrets and untold emotions. He respects those he feels deserve his respect, and when it comes to what he believes in, nothing can change his mind. He is wise, he gives the best advice, and tries his best to understand you. He is the cutest thing you will ever lay your eyes on. His personality is different. He can be mean, but can also be the sweetest in the world. He is loyal, trustworthy, caring, kind, honest, and everything good in a person you could find. He has the biggest heart and a brave soul. He is everything a girl could dream of packed into one person. He is also incredibly funny and has real skills when it comes to video games. He is the most amazing person you will ever meet, and no one will ever forget him. He will change your life and change it for the better.
I rest my case, folks. You heard it here first. Just remember that right there. It's all right there. That's the definition of me right here. That was like spot on, I gotta say. Oh my God.
Of course, when something says something nice about you, everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's definitely me. That's spot on.
Oh, don't you try to steal my limelight. Just because people can't stand Kimberly, don't you be trying to steal my spotlight, damn it. Shit.
Well, now, Ryan.
All right, dude, what about Jordan?
Out the door.
What?
It's now you
what about Jordans? What are they like?
I don't want to read mine.
You better, fucker. Shit.
All right. Mine says, for Ryan, it says, generally really motivated, but usually if it only benefits himself. He cares a lot. He cares a lot about ones that he loves and keeps his woman in line. Huge heart. Huge heart full of feelings and tend to have a lot of man periods. Loves love.
Oh shit! Ain't that the fucking truth?
Jordan's like true, false, also false.
Loves food, very attractive, and doesn't even know it. He will try his hardest to impress people, but also have a hard time accepting others he doesn't know very well or knows too well. When he can trust someone and gets comfortable, he's not afraid to show his goofy boy side and will tell you all his secrets, insecurities, and anything that's on his mind.
I got proof of that, folks. I really do. I got proof of that. Watch this. Here's his goofy boy side right here.
God damn you.
You all want to see Ryan's goofy boy side? I got it right here for you, folks. Bam. There you go. That's in his period time right there.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Justin Kindle even asked Ryan, "Are you on your period?" And Jordan was quick to reply with, "All the time."
All right. For Joseph.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck? Why is mine the only negative one? Because for Joe, it says the most sweet and sensitive man you'll ever meet. His heart is so big, sometimes he doesn't know quite what to do with it. He is beautiful inside and out. Underneath his rugged figure, his heart is huge. If you fall in love with Joe, don't ever let him go. He just might not come back. Don't ever break his heart. He is too fragile. He doesn't care much for play fighting. Joseph always gives the best hugs. You know you are safe when you're in his arms. You don't have to even meet him to know he is the one for you. Unsure of himself at times, he knows what he wants and goes after it. Hard to read his mind, but not afraid to share it. Always protects the ones he loves, will do great things with his life, probably will even change the world.
Okay, just out of curiosity, do mine.
I'm doing that right now. I'm so pissed off. If yours is positive, I'm gonna flip out.
Oh man.
All right, let's see. Matt. A Matt or just Matt will make the best boyfriend / girlfriend ever. With their big brown eyes. Do you have brown eyes? Do you have brown eyes?
I don't think I do.
I can't. No.
Yeah,
Right.
them's blue eyes.
I'll modify it. With their big blue eyes and heart-melting smile, it's hard not to fall for them. They are different in a beautiful way. Even though they've had a bad past, you'll never know it. They are really strong people, and they change for the better. They are there when you need them, and they value their friendships. They like to look good and dress well, handsome and charming, very successful in life, and makes a great dad. Known to be players, but when they meet that special girl, they're sold. Mats come off as tough and solid, but deep down their soft side comes out, and you see the sweet gentleman in them. They're not popular, but not a loner either. Friends love them, and guys want to be them. They have a really laid back attitude about themselves, but at the same time, they can be the life of the party. Even though they can be a jerk at times, they mean well and are really the nicest guy ever. If you have a Matt, don't let him go. No one other compares. This is bullshit.
I was waiting for that.
Dusty Kendall wants to know, Monster Man, do you identify as a man or a woman?
What the fuck do you think?
It's man.
You know who you gotta look up? You gotta look up Nuggets.
Oh God.
You gotta see what Nuggets comes up as. Let's look up Ray.
I'm gonna look up Jordan real quick.
Oh boy. Better be careful what you say about her. You're gonna be in trouble.
Please be negative. Please be negative. Please be negative.
Oh God, that's funny.
Every single one of your guys' names said something like, do not let this person go. Mine didn't say shit.
Yours said he has man periods a lot.
I guess your prediction was right about
I
that.
think people got me confused with you, Ryan.
Right?
All right. So, all right. I'm going to read it exactly how it says it. Jordan is super athletic. He is very popular. He is sweet. Don't get me wrong. If you say something wrong, he will attack you like there is no tomorrow. Jordan has a lot in common with his friends. He is super funny, and he knows how to make everyone laugh, and he can make the funniest faces ever. When he likes someone, he falls in love with them and is too sensitive. So if you break Jordan's heart, good luck. Jordan always has a girl best friend who they have a lot in common with. Many girls like him, and many guys want to be him. Said the same thing about the last one. Well, I guess they must be completely different if they're a female.
So in other words, Ryan, according to Urban Dictionary, you are a jackass.
And Jordan said, "Good luck with that one too." By the way. And Dustin said, "The man period is really showing. Run to the bathroom and get the man poon."
Oh shit! Why did I do that?
I think I look the best out of everybody, so I'm good. Shit. There was nothing but sugar on my plate. That's all I can say to that. Oh boy.
So in other words, me, Truckin, and Kimmy, apparently in Urban Dictionary, we're all angels and sweethearts. While Ryan, on the other hand,
He's too busy trying to get that man poon out.
It made me sound like I beat women.
The only feminine side of Ryan you get is when he puts on that mask.
I got these nostril strips right here to put on my nose to take out the pores.
There you go.
They work very good.
Yes, they do.
You gonna do a video on them? You gonna do a video on them?
I got a picture right here of all the little fucking things that came out of my nose earlier.
Ugh, please don't show that.
You
That's
took
disgusting.
a picture of it?
Yeah, I love
You
shit
took a
like that.
picture of your blackhead?
Yeah, I love it.
He's the same guy that watches Dr. Pimple Popper, I guarantee you.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you
man,
had a
that's
dirty
nasty.
nose.
That was bad. Ugh. And I just did that mask like 3 days ago, and that pulled out mad shit.
You just like made people lose their lunch now or dinner, whatever the fuck they ate now.
No, it wasn't that gross.
Fucking midnight. I think it's from the lotion I put on my face in the morning. It fucking clogs my pores up.
Probably.
You gonna discuss what version of tampons you use next?
I just use
Maxi pads.
I use Maviton X.
Oh, okay.
It
Does that got
Really
like
nice.
super flow prevention?
Yeah, and it's nice and thick. So like if you just kind of, it depends on like the day, you know, if it's
Kind of
like,
day.
if it's very heavy, you can use like one of these. If you're like spotting, you
Oh
can
man.
use that if you're spotting. You know, it's so very tailored to your needs.
There you go.
Yeah, I like
didn't you
those
say-
combo
but-
packs.
So
The light, medium, and heavy.
does it go easier? Does it go in easier when it's moist, really moist, or do you like it better when you let it dry out a little bit?
I haven't even tried it again.
all right. So
Oh, okay.
PCAT just sent me the graphic.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Nice.
That is awesome right there. Let's see if I can. Let's send it through.
Jordan says you got a wide set vagina and a heavy flow.
Yeah, it's from riding horses. I rode a lot. I grew up riding horses as a kid and fucked me all up.
Hey, let's leave Mr. Hands out of this. Let's leave Mr. Hands out of this, okay?
Mr. Hands. Dude, that video was so fucked up.
Oh man.
Whew.
Oh damn.
I'm kind of glad I went live.
Do what?
I'm kind of glad I did go live. I was about ready to say screw and head to bed. But I'm glad I went live.
So you have a
Yeah,
do you have a
speaking of
name for
bed.
this show of yours or what? Like, are you gonna call this like the Monster Mash Hour, or like what's the name of your show gonna be?
Haven't decided on that one yet.
Oh hell! I want somebody to saw my shoulder off for me right now. That'd be great.
I don't know about sawing your shoulder off, but I'm ready to go saw some logs. So I'm going to head out of here. Thank you, Matthew, for having me on. I'll catch you guys later. Okay. All right. Later.
See you later, Kim.
But all right, folks. Yeah, it's getting pretty late. Where I'm at, it's 11 o'clock. So I'm going to end the stream here. I appreciate everybody tuning in, shooting the shit. Thank you to Kimmy, Vaping Joe M, Ryan, Truckin', all you guys for coming on and shooting the shit with me, making everybody laugh. It's confirmed now that Ryan is an asshole. And
I'm a dickhead.
But I appreciate everybody for both on chat and on this panel for tuning in, shooting the shit. Appreciate you all.
But you missed the point. You missed the point, though. It also proved that I'm not an asshole. So it proved that Ryan's the real asshole on my show, not me. I'm not the assholes. There you guys go. You heard it here first, folks. It'll be on video for you all to hear again if you need some reassurance.
Yep.
Just saying.
But you guys have anything you'd like to say before I end the stream?
Oh, thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate that.
No problem, man. Ryan,
y'all need to make sure you hit that like button. Hit those like buttons and make sure you all check MonsterMan out and give him a subscription. That's all I got to say.
You can follow me over on Rebuildable Ryan on YouTube. I do the same thing as MonsterMan. We are colleagues, I guess you could say. That's all I got.
Vaping Joe M, you got anything to add before I end the stream, brother?
Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. Anytime.
Love having these shows.
But
have a good night.
You too, man. T-Cat, yes, I will get a green backdrop, so that way I don't look like a floating head. But
I like it. I think it was cool.
Warren VZs, thank you for subscribing. Like I said, guys, thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys on the next show. MonsterMan, Vapes, and friends signing off.
Peace.